Cup Southeast Asia 10. The winner gets home with $300 and 20 World Championship points. The winner is the loser is only going to satisfy himself with $100 and 10 World Championship points. But yeah, let's see. It's immediately Warlock from Chongger, Handlock from Chongger against Staz' Warrior, and from what we've seen last time, we know it's Patron unless he changed between series.
So we know that Handlock is like the Patron Warrior counter.
Absolutely, everything in the Handlock is tuned to kill Patron Warrior. Hellfires, Shadow Flames, they do not give you any extra patrons. In addition, all of its stones are big. Giants are not really easily killed, so it's a really great match for Chongger here.
And Chongger here waiting his mulligan out until the last second to hide it, because like that was the way of finding out if he plays a Zoolock or a Handlock, because the Zoolock in general at least used to have like only perfect hands at the moment in the beginning, so they would tend to mulligan less than a Handlock does.
Yep.
And from that, in many cases, you can see if it's a Zoolock or a Handlock, and that's why Chongger here waited until the last second until they mulliganed, just to not give Staz any extra information.
Do you think you coin Twilight Drake here as Chongger?
You need to do something, and I don't think that the 1 HP on the Drake does really matter. So
and if it
will get either executed anyways or not. Yeah. And he also doesn't have, like, if he would have another giant or something, you don't want to do that play in general, because it also denies your giant another turn. So yeah. But Staz has the setup for the big combo, which is not that rare, but it's actually the dream combo for a patron. But the question is if he does want to go for it. Yeah.
But
and in that case you attack the Drake with the weapon as well.
Even in this case, like, Chongger can't set up a big board because he has Asian Watcher and Defender of Argus, so if he survives, like, the patrons are not going
Shadow Flame is really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he might. The thing is, he can't kill off both now, which is really important. But in general, the Patron Warrior would want to kill the Ancient Watcher off as well before, like, even though it does nothing as a minion there, most people would tend to ignore it. But if you play around Shadow Flame, you always want to keep your opponent's board clear. And I think Staz goes for it here. And okay, no, he doesn't go all in. He keeps the inner rage in that case.
Alright. So you just go for the full bird clear, I guess, trade the Drake and like Dark Bomb the other, and maybe even drop another Asian Watcher here.
Dark Bomb is the safe play here. You can keep your Shadow Flame for later on.
Yeah,
because that's a bot you can kill without using your big AoE yet, so you in general want to keep it.
Yeah.
You can also fit a tap in with it, as he does.
Yeah, so he taps and clears the board. Save, slow save. This is how you have to play as Handlock against Patron, where you're not really rushing anywhere. You know that one part of the combo is gone now with patrons and the Dead's Bite, so you only have to worry for the other patron or some potential big Frothing Berserker. And this is why you kind of save the Shadow Flame, because Shadow Flame from a Watcher clears the Frothing Berserkers where Hellfire kind of fails you.
But in most cases, the Frothings, when they hit the board, they are paired with a Whirlwind already or something. So in many cases, the Hellfire would also kill them. Yeah, here going for the low fab just to develop the board, and the Patron's hand is not that good because he doesn't have any card draw, any real good card draw at the moment.
Do you consider maybe dropping Unstable Ghoul and a Frothing behind it, and then maybe develop the Fury Warriors and start swinging Face or something? Or just Dead's Bite, clear the low tap with the Armor Smith?
I think that's why that's the correct play here.
And he just goes face though.
Yeah, he can potentially set up if he gets his charge.
Yeah.
A big turn for next. A big next turn.
How many taunts can Chongger put down here? Like he can Sludge Belcher and maybe even Ancient Watcher for later.
Yeah, you know that there's no brawl or something coming from this deck, so you're fine with dropping the Ancient Watcher.
Yeah, cause like he's hovering over Dr. Boom as you always do on turn 7, but there's always the potential of frauding Warsong Commander. Now that this is 3 cards you need, so the odds are kind of low, but you don't really want to risk it, do you? He'll just heal, and play it extra safe.
He doesn't have any Molten Giants or something in his hand, so he is not in the need to get lows. I think a heads-up play for him. Okay, here. He feels rather safe in this way.
Okay, execute not really what you want to see. I mean, it's okay, but you're fishing for damage at this point. A way to kill the Warlock. Like, the more time you give the handlock, the fewer chances you have of winning the game, I found.
I think you just do nothing here. You don't want to execute the low-fab. There's some more valuable targets. You want to keep your Death Spite, Death Rattle for any combo you could have. So you just do nothing.
Yeah, this is what he's going to do. More tones coming. Like he has double Sun Fury and Defender of Argus. So much protection. This owl is not really the best card you can draw, but
well, this could help him push for damage with the Watcher, and like you might owl your Watcher here and Argus and just push in, but feels kind of greedy as a play.
I don't see it as that greedy, because I mean, on the board, and you can protect your Lothab, from Dead Spite swing, so.
But they can still get cleared off, like, in a good way. Okay, if he taunts this way.
This is how he's going to do it. The second patron is here.
There's still no charge to go with it, though.
That's the problem with these combo decks. When you're lacking a piece of the combo, it becomes incredibly difficult to deliver the final damage. Now, against some classes where they don't have that many board clears, you can kind of get away with playing a lot of patrons and activating them, and just do nothing and wait for the next turn. But that the Warlock will never leave your green patrons alive. There's Hellfire, there's Shadow Flame. He has seen none of this.
It's in many cases not only the AoE from your opponent's hand, but if you are ahead, you can go for such a combo easily here. Like, imagine the Warlock board not being here, you would most likely go for this patron play. But when being behind, you kind of need your big combo to get back into the game. So he goes for a rather passive play here, I assume. Oh, he still wants to play the patron?
Yeah. Not sure what he's hoping for.
Punished by any AoE. And so you wanna most likely Shadow Flame this turn. So that's already the play you're going for at first. The question is how you're gonna do it.
I think you can Shadow Flame your heal bots. I mean, this will kill the owl, but who gives a damn? So I think you can Shadow Flame the owl, the heal bots, go for face for 12, and then with your remaining 5 money you can play something like Sludge Belcher, or I think that's the play.
Yeah, kinda seems like it. Okay, so
didn't he just get extra damage this way? Oh, he wants to put.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In the end, it doesn't matter, but yeah.
Yeah, Sludge Belcher, go buddy, go buddy. Yep.
Oh well, it does matter. His defender took 1 extra damage.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
But then again, I think this way he actually gets 4 damage more into the face. Not sure why that's more important, because you're winning anyway. So. Yeah, there is no way for Warrior to win this.
He would have set up lethal anyways,
yeah,
I guess. Yeah, at latest with the Hellfire or Jaraxxus. Would have lethal anyways.
Yeah. I mean, if there was a Warside commander, maybe he could have tried to do some magic. But even then, like at 24, you really need a lot. And, you know, the Sludge Belcher is double tones, which, you know, the slime usually is great when you're playing Patron War, because it gives you extra patterns, but not so much when they soak up floating Berserker attacks.
So, is he 1 damage off lethal here? If he, with a Sludge Belcher, kills it, and then he has 6 from hand with the Hellfire and Dark Bomb, plus 5 from the Loafer, which is 11.
Or maybe he can... Yeah.
He goes for the safe play, and just develops the Dr. Boom and turns him up.
Yeah, that's so much game. Staz will be dropping down 1-0-1, and this was the case in his previous semi-final, and then he managed to come back. But you know, Chongger here has a way more stable lineup than Tiered Heads, in my opinion. So
yeah, Chongger made the correct read here to cue the handlock into Staz's Patron Warrior, and it really paid off for him.
So Chongger 1-0 up for Staz. He's down to Mage and Hunter, and against Warlock, Warrior, and Hunter. And I guess you can go with the Hunter just to, you know, leave your Mage a mystery, I guess.
Yeah. I think queuing the Hunter here is
I mean
a decent decision.
Yeah, because you know that if you're playing Face Hunter, there's a good chance you get a good matchup against the opponent's Hunter, especially if he's playing something like mid-range. Like Face Hunter just destroys mid-range Hunter, so you know, it's not too shabby against Warrior. You can pressure it down quickly enough to kill it. But yeah, he decided to go for the Mage nonetheless, and it's going to be freeze against Face Hunter. And you know, I've played this matchup a lot as the Freeze Mage. I love it. You know, I feel like if you get at least 1 barrier, you just win. It's so much heal, and you know, that at some point the Face Hunter can't really get through all your armor.
Like, the barriers are so important. Like, if you want to play a Mad Scientist, it is such a huge difference if the first trap you get from the Scientist is a barrier or Ice Block, because the Ice Block basically does nothing. And if you get your barrier late, when you're almost dead, the Hunter will only hero power or spell it down. Nice. So your Ice Barrier won't even get popped.
So okay. So not the best hand from the Freeze Mage, actually. Like, you want to get, you know, the loot holder is okay, but you want to see the Scientist. You know, that's probably the most important you know, card, minion as Mage against almost anything.
Yeah, you want to get your card draw and stuff like the Arcane Intellect you got, which really paid off.
Double Acolytes.
Yeah, and his hand starts to get better here.
Absolutely. Okay, that's a nice block, so you don't really want to see this ever. Like, ideally, all your secrets you get from Mad Scientist, or at least your first one. Like, at some point you'll have to play a secret from your hand. But yeah, I think you just drop the Doomsayer here just to be... Yep. You don't really want to waste additional mana or resources next turn to kill the next charger.
So he does just hero power.
Yep. And sets up explosive trap that will probably never get activated ever.
Yeah.
But I guess like why not play it? I mean, maybe it's a freezing trap and the mage thinks twice, but
There's the Ice Bearer being so important. At least now he has the decision to play it actively. He goes for pinging his Acolyte, which is a really passive and slow play, but he has the time to do it at the moment, so it's fine.
yeah, he's not really in an immediate danger of dying. 20 HP is pretty fine. So the Hunter now...
He doesn't really have the charges he wants now, because the Arcane Golem as a big minion he wants at turn 5 or something is not what you want to play just as a minion in the mid game against the...
especially against Freeze Mage, like, you would get away with giving somebody else an extra mana, but Freeze Mage is probably the class, along with Handlock, that uses it the most, so... yeah, he holds on to the Arcane Golem and just goes for the on-curve play.
I don't like playing the Emperor here.
No,
now is the moment you need to get the Ice Barrier out.
Yeah.
Like, because else it just starts to get rolling. You get too low to get value of your Ice Barrier, because they will just finish you up with freezes. It was the correct play to go for the Ice Barrier here. And you might even put the Ice Block up as well.
Like, I would do it, because when I play this matchup, I only think about my survival, like how to not die. I don't care. Like, at some point you have to stop caring about how many cards you have, because you already have enough. So the only way you lose it is by, well, dying. So the way you do it is just play as defensively as possible. Even when the period where Face Hunters ruled the meta and I still played Freeze Mage, I actually subbed in one heal bot. Now this did extremely well, because in total there's 24 heal in the deck bar Alexstrasza. But since heal bot has fallen off of most lists, you just go for the safest play.
Yeah, and he goes for pushing the damage with the bow here.
He's choosing not to reveal these. Oh, he will reveal it. Okay.
Yeah. Like, he considered not revealing it because he maybe wants to get the Acolyte to attack into the face and then trigger the explosive trap.
Nah, he'll never do it. Like, Chongger is... This is a new play. He'll never do it.
He also feels confident that it is freezing trap with that attack.
Yep. I think actually Blood Mage here, Acolyte, and clear the Worgen.
Yeah.
Maybe you can consider Thorison as well.
Like, that's most likely two only lines of play.
Yeah. I still wouldn't play Thorison. Like, I barely play Thorison against Face Hunter, just because I don't feel it impacts the board at all. Like, if you don't really need the cheap burst, because if you survive, you're gonna kill the Hunter anyway. So what I do is I just mitigate all the possible damage. So my line of play, yeah.
But what does the Acolyte, Talnos, and Ping do for you other than killing the Worgen and basically getting you more card draw you don't need at this point?
I like the Talnos because it puts a lot of pressure on the Hunter, because it's extra card draw, but also spell power as well. And if you can set up some, like in this case, yeah, you don't really have all the spells, but I would still play it. Like, sometimes it even draws an attack from the Hunter's bow if they really fear the Blood Mage Talnos. But I guess this is a fine line of play as well.
I feel like the Talnos plus Acolyte and Ping here would have gotten you more options now, while the Emperor play would have, like, going for the longer game, it would have given you more value.
You can also play Alexstrasza next turn if he is like in immediate danger of dying, because if he gets kill commanded now, this is 5, 7, 10 damage, so he's down to 4, and he needs to make a move. He's considering it though. Yeah. He's not going to kill command. Okay. So he just wants to pop in one turn, if possible. Because, yeah, you don't really want to leave the mage unpopped and at low health because Alexstrasza does so much damage. I mean, so much healing.
Yeah, you know about the Alexstrasza and to play around it.
What he can actually do is Archmage here and Frost Nova. Because he has a a nice block activated. Yep.
I'm not so sure about the Emperor trading though.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't important at all.
Well, he kind of removes the bees, the only bees that he knows. So everything's getting cheaper and cheaper. Now this will definitely be a popping, of the secret, but it's okay because there's Alexstrasza.
I think you go for the unleash 100% because you can then pop at 1.
Yep.
And kill the Emperor with the other minion. Now, without the other secrets in his hand, he has to Alexstrasza defensively, and he might get grinded out. Like, even though he does Alexstrasza now, there's still more damage coming, and like he desperately needs the other ice block or something here for the next.
Oh yeah. I think you just go Arcane Intellect. Or do you clear the board?
Arcane Intellect what?
Because I think there's merit to just clearing the board. Like Arcane Intellect.
Arcane Intellect would make you overdraw, wouldn't it?
3,
because
6,
you get a
8.
fireball.
Yes.
Plus 2 cards.
Yeah. So definitely not Arcane Intellect in here.
Yeah. And I don't think you need the cards, as we talked about it earlier. Yeah. His hand.
I mean, the only card he needs is Secrets at the moment.
Yeah.
Like nothing else. He already has.
Playing the Thalnos would have been okay here as well.
Okay, so more damage, and he. If the juggle lands, like the juggle, it lands in the face, so yeah, the second one doesn't, but still a lot of damage.
Does he consider trading into the?
No.
He did consider it, but you have to consider everything. Yeah.
Is this game?
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it is with the Talnos and fireballs. Because he can't play.
So this will be 2-0 for Chongger. Yeah. Oh god, this guy is not giving any damage. Like he's crushing everybody. 3-0 now in the semifinals. 2-0 up in the grand final. So he's one game away from getting the big prize. But he's down to his Hunter, and well, yeah, Hunters can win easily one game.
Yeah. Did he play a hybrid Hunter? I don't remember correctly. I'm not sure.
I think he played mid-rangey thingy last series.
Okay. But let's see what it brings now.
So, Staz played Zoo, right, in the previous series as Warlock,
yeah.
And the Hunter was Pure Face, right? Okay, so if Chongger has been watching the games, he knows at least this information.
I bet he does know, because he also went for the handlock. So, I think he's aware of that.
Yep. So it's going to be a 100 mirror. Well, at least we won't be waiting for a long time for this game to end. And it's face against face, and yeah, I guess I understand the both, because as Staz, I mean, you take a risk. Like if it does, like face hunter does well against every other hunter. you know, the face can, of course, go either way, and it's almost out to win against mid-range hunters. So you don't really, if you don't know what Chongger is playing, I guess hunter is the safe bet.
In general, in the hunter mirror, it's also commonly known that the faster deck wins. So
yep.
In that case, also the faster start wins in general, because there aren't many ways to come back into the game. Like,
and the fastest start is Chonger's. I mean, he has the Leopard Gnome on curve, which will trade into the whatever he plays, basically. He has Salicid here. Wow.
My spectator mode takes ages to get me into the game at the moment.
If it does, you kind of need to restart it. Because this happened to me, like it loaded 15 times and didn't let me into the game. Oh, but you're back. Okay. So Chongger already has the tempo. He has to play Animal Companion, and I don't know what you even hope for. I mean, hover is always good.
I'm restarting my client. I have everything in slow motion.
I mean, he's going to eat a hover to the face. How often do you see this? Like an 8 damage hover. But it's okay, like he has 6 on the board, so he's still in commanding position. There's Knife Juggler plus Unleash the Hounds if something big happens from Staz. There's another bow. There's Silence for any potential Mishas or mad scientists. So I think Chongger is in a leading position to take this game. Actually, yeah, Staz is now going on the burn him down with spells and hero power strategy.
I'm still struggling to get into the game at the moment.
The guys are racing, really hard, and the thing about Hunter Ramirez, as we said, is sure it's all about the faster star, but you have to be mindful about huge bursts, right? So even if you get a quick start and you are ahead in the race, a big swingy turn from your opponent can just kill you, because Hunter, especially face Hunter, can explode with so much damage. An Arcane Golem and something like double Abusive Surgeon, and suddenly that's 8 to your face, and you're just dead. So
what happens often is that one gets really low and the other has the board like.
Yep.
And then it's about if he gets the burst at the correct time or not.
So that's okay, 7, 9. I think if he jugglers and unleashes, that's game, right? Because yep, I mean he made the easy calculation. 3-0 from Chongger in both the games we casted. I'm not sure how he won his previous games, but if this was like a perfect run, let me just check. I'm really curious how many games did he drop on the way to the finals. Okay, so let's see. He won Azure Sky 3-0. He won 3-1 against Solopo, 3-0, 2-1. Okay, so he dropped a few games, a total of 2 through his entire run. So yeah, really good performance by Chongger. He is our GosuCup number 10 winner. We'll be giving him $300 and 20 World Championship points. Staz is going home with $100 and 10 World Championship points. So congratulations to both for reaching this far. Congrats to Azure Sky and Tiert also for making top 4. They will also be taking a chunk of the prize money. But yeah, these videos, the videos of the matches will be available next week, along with interview with Chongger to just talk to him about how he's so good and crushing people like Staz with ease. So yeah, in the meanwhile, guys, anybody who's watching, anybody who's listening, if you're from the Southeast Asia region, you can sign up and compete in every Saturday at GosuCup Southeast Asia. You just go to hs.gosucup.com, click the big red register button, see what tournaments are available for participation, sign up for them, come compete, meet cute people, beat them at Hearthstone, take some money, start your road to BlizzCon and whatnot. So If your goat will even cast you an interview. So yeah, don't make sure to not miss this chance. This was all from us. You can follow our work at GosuGamersHS. You can follow my colleague Nomix at Nomix pretty much everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And you can follow me at GGNitro on Twitter. This was all from us. Again, congratulations to our champion, and we'll be seeing you next week where we'll maybe crown a new one. See you next time.